In unprecedented times, unprecedented heroes must step into the breach and deal with the unprecedentedness of this world. A world torn apart by racism, fascism, Nazism, and other not good isms. The entire world needs a hero right now, but that isn't gonna happen tonight. Instead, we have one lone man locked down for a year and a half with no outlet, no distractions, and no way to get out of his own head or get what was in his head out. All he had was time to think. Please welcome Christopher Titus!
Hello, everyone! Good evening! Yes! Yes, hello! Hello, people! Holy crap! You showed up! It's good to see you! Yes! Thank you! My God! My God! Oh, it's so good to be here! And by that I mean alive! How's it been the last couple years living through the Book of Revelation theme park? Everybody good? My God, California always on fire, East Coast underwater, Midwest having cyclone, hurricane, bomb blizzards, South dying of freedom. And there should be one conversation. You vaccinated? Yes. End of conversation. But we're so damn competitive. You vaccinated? Yes. And then we go, what'd you get? Is there a bad answer? I got the J&J. Good luck with that pudding, blood. Hope that works out. Hey, after you have that stroke, I'll come over on Wednesdays and wipe you, because I'm a good friend. Currently, I am fully vaccinated. I am double boosted. That's right. 0 side effects. Thank you. Yes. Yep. 0 side effects. Not 0 side effects. I have a burning desire to switch from Mac to PC. I don't know what that's about. How weird has it been, man? The fear of isolation, the fear of dying on a ventilator, the fear of touching anybody, even myself. Although I've stopped taking Prozac for my running out of toilet paper anxiety. Currently using Quilted Northern like I'm the Great Gatsby. Freedom! COVID, man, was just a bad, weird, long-term relationship, man. It was like being with my ex-wife, except with more mucus. I told that joke because I guess I miss going to court. For me, COVID was just another long-term relationship where I thought I might die. It was weird, it was brutal, it was deadly. COVID, it destroyed men's lives. It was the Kardashian of virus. Kanye wasn't crazy before her. Pray for Pete Davidson, please, because he has now branded her name in his chest, and he's the sane rebound boyfriend. My relationship with COVID's sort of like any new relationship, you know? Not going to work for weeks at a time, lying around all day naked, having horrible food delivered, drinking out of pure terror. You know, the beginning of a relationship. And I've dated some crazy psycho bitches, but COVID, I don't know, man. Oh, God, she was special. COVID could take your breath away. Yeah, but she was so jealous. She had so many rules, my God. She's like, don't you leave this house. You don't see your friends and you don't see your families. And you wash your hands 40 times a day, you dirty boy, or I will kill you. I was in an abusive relationship. She had so many rules. I saw you. You were closer than 6 feet to that bitch, weren't you? Social distance or I will kill you. Sidebar, isn't distancing by definition antisocial? Hey, let's hang out. Stay the fuck over there! Then depression set in. We've all been depressed in relationships. Some of you are depressed with the people you're with right now. Don't look at them. Stay right here. Don't look. Don't look. Don't look. And every time I tried to leave COVID, she'd be like, baby, don't go. Don't go. Look, I got something for you. It's a check from the government. Tried to get my friends to help me get rid of it. I'm like, guys, don't go to the restaurant, wear your mask. They were like, shut up, man. COVID's a hoax. H-O-K-E-X. Yeah, she was all up my cousin for 2 whole months. All he's got is permanent lung damage and can't smell if his house is on fire. Started yearning for my old relationships. Herpes, gonorrhea, syphilis. At least they were fun to catch. But nothing worked on COVID. You know, powerful light, disinfectant, hydroxychloroquine. I got laughed out of 3 feed stores. So I decided to kill myself. I'm not gonna be in this relationship. So I was on my way out to go lick an escalator. And then I saw this sexy, sexy baby on TV. She's from Germany. You heard of her, Pfizer? Oh, I never wanted somebody so bad. Sorry, camera 2. And I hit her up, I was like, hey, babe, what's going on? What you got for me? She's like, sorry, I got nothing for you. I'm too busy getting freaky with these old people. But I knew if I chased her, if I went after her, eventually, she'd get around to my age group. And then it happened. One day my phone just blew up. She's like, who wants it now, big boy? I do, Pfizer. I do. And then it got weird. She said I had to meet her in a parking garage in Pomona. Yeah, with a whole bunch of other dudes. Oh, she had done millions of other dudes, and chicks too. She was a slut, but in a good way. You know what I'm talking about, ladies of Los Angeles? All right. And I'm proud to say, in front of the El Portal Theater, God, and everybody, I let Pfizer sticking in me. 3 times. And then I did her Italian friend Moderna. Ow! What a weird time it has been, my God, man. It's such a weird, you know what pissed me off the most is that my career was going so well before COVID. I was booked at theaters, clubs across the country, best year ever booked. And then my entire career got shut down by a bat licking the taint of a Chinese raccoon. And then I was mad about me, and then I thought, we all got kind of like surprise raped by COVID, didn't we? It was like the planet turned into Bill Cosby. My COVID story? Glad you asked. So, I was wrapping up my 13-year divorce, and I'd met this amazing woman. Some of you know her. She's beautiful, smart, funny, tall. She's everything my ex-wife wasn't, which is why my ex-wife drug our divorce out for 13 years. And when we were going through the divorce, we only rented houses, because we knew if we bought a house, that my ex would burn it down with us in it. She said that in the court transcript. So we got to the end of the divorce. I'd paid off all the attorneys. I only had 3 payments left on my second kid. Ah, the bitter laughter of divorced people. I like it. And we bought a house in January of 2020. Yes. Yes. That's Schadenfreude. Stop it, fuckers. Because in March of 2020, I can no longer afford to live in the house that I just bought. Do you know why? Because here's how a performer's life works during a pandemic. I need you guys. I have to get up here and spew virus on you. And if I do my job well, and I fucking do, you guys spew virus on me. So it's this giant petri dish of joy, alcohol, and death. Welcome to the show. The show's called Zero Side Effects. I named it that because I didn't have any. Of course, we as a society didn't either, did we? COVID slowed down just a little bit. We were right back to mass shootings, hating each other over politics, and punching out flight attendants. Give me some peanuts, whore, we're back! USA! USA! Here's how weird the last couple of years have been. In the middle of COVID, our government told us that aliens existed, and we went, not now! We're kind of busy! I don't get it either, man. Why would aliens mess with us at all? We're so low tech. You know what I think? I actually think we're their trash reality show. I think they just
just come by in a hover, and they can't believe it. They're like, oh my God, you're not going to believe season 2022 of Earth Monkeys. It's insane. They got this antagonist, Putin. Now he's horrible. They got rid of the dumb orange guy. They got this new guy, President Pop Pop. Oh my God, he's so old. I hate myself for watching this, but I am addicted. I want aliens to show up. You know, I wish they would come down and just tune us up. Just, you know, just destroy some racists and douchebags. You know? Yes. Wouldn't it be great? And they wouldn't have to destroy all of them, just about 3,000 of them. 'Cause after a couple people exploded next to you in the mall, you would love humanity again. We are all one world. I love everybody. We are the world. So during the alien culling that I hope is coming, please do not wear a bright red baseball hat or have the body mass index of a pork processing plant. So, we got aliens, we got climate change. How can you still deny climate change after so many people have drowned in their bedroom? On the top bunk. And California's never not on fire. California's never not on fire. We have one season, fire. So I want you to know that this show is about to be a blunt assessment of what's happened in the last couple of years. So I'd like to apologize in advance for what I'm about to say, in case I say something, when I say something that pisses you off. And the reason I'm apologizing is it's because it seems we all want an apology now. We've become addicted to offense. You can't give an opinion. You can't say a joke. You can't disagree with anybody. You can't even talk. Hey, that's a nice chihuahua. It's not a chihuahua. It's a Latinx squirrel wrangler. Sorry, didn't see the serape. And by the way, to be clear, to be honest, any comedian that actually apologizes, and a few of them have, you can't trust that comedian anymore. You just can't trust him anymore. Like, why would you apologize? But it's getting weirder, isn't it? And so I want to be clear. If you walk into a theater or a building with the word comedy on it, and you pay to see that comedy, you actually do have the right, 100%, to sit there, giggle, and shut the fuck up. That's what you get to do. Or you can leave, but that's it. That's it. I wrote this because I had a problem a while back. I told a Sarah Palin joke, which should be her legal name. They interviewed her at the Paul Revere Museum. They said, what do you think of Paul Revere? And this is what she actually said. Well, you know, Paul was out there shooting the guns and ringing the bells. Yeah, that's where she stopped. And she used her outside voice to say it. So 2 days later on Adam Carolla's podcast, they play that clip and they go, Titus, what do you think? And which is not a good question to ask me. I said, well, if she's elected president, I'm going to reserve a spot on the grassy knoll locked and loaded because I love America. Hey, you laughed. Do you know why you laughed? Because it's a joke. That's why you laughed. You guys aren't a convention of serial killers that came to that. Let's go see Christopher Titus. He's going to kill Sarah Palin. Let's go. 2 days later, Bill O'Reilly plays me saying it on Fox News. Yeah, yes. And then he calls me a pinhead on national television. And then says, if Mr. Titus wants to come on here and explain his joke, we'd be glad to have him. And I have mixed emotions about that. Because I'd like to go on Fox and explain comedy to Bill O'Reilly. But I don't want to get sexually assaulted. Those of you who don't know, Bill O'Reilly settled one sexual assault case with one woman for $32 million. What piece of farm equipment did he misuse on that poor girl? That was her number. I need $32 million and a crotch transplant. I can't even look at a combine anymore. So I call my publicist and I go, tell him we'll go on the show. They call back and go, oh, Bill was kidding. He doesn't want on the show. Oh, so Bill's a pussy but doesn't know how to access one correctly. Okay. Next day, my agent calls, freaking out. He's like, Titus, we got 400 phone calls because of the Bill O'Reilly show. You have to apologize to the Palins. I go, I'm not apologizing for a joke. He goes, then you're out of the agency. Fine, I'll apologize for a joke. So I tagged all the Palins on my Twitter. I said to the Palin family, if you thought I was going to harm any of you, that's ridiculous. It was a joke. And I know it was a joke because the audience laughed. And the reason the audience laughed, because we as Americans realize we've set the bar so low on a possible presidential nominee. That we would consider Sarah Palin. You don't give the stupid cheerleader the Uzi. Sincerely, Christopher Titus. So please accept my blanket apology. You don't want a personal one. You're going to want an apology for that apology. I do want to apologize to a group of people I have been mocking for a long time, Millennials and Gen Z. I've been making fun of them for their participation trophies and their helicopter parents that had to make them learn like saxophone and Chinese by the time they were 2, and then they had puppy rooms because they have anxiety, and now they're all older and they have the facial hair of a Civil War reenactor, or they look like they joined a barbershop quartet. But I realized something recently. If you're a millennial or Gen Z, you've lived through the worst 30 years in modern American history. Imagine being a Gen Z, oh my God, born in 96. Oh yeah, you're a little kid. Now it's 99, you're 3, and your parents are like, you gonna go to school next year, you ready? Yeah, Mom, I can't wait. I just watched the Columbine massacre on television. I'm gonna need a couple things. I'd like a bulletproof backpack. I also want to open carry a Glock 16, so if I get messed with on the kickball field, I can stand my ground. Yeah, and then 9/11 happens. Yeah, and your parents are like, all right, the president said we can't let the terrorists win, so we're going to fly the entire family to Disney World. I'm not getting on a plane, Mom. Osama's going to pancake that sucker right into It's a Small, Small World. Mickey's going to burn. And can you tell Grandma not to send me a birthday card? I don't want to open it, get my $5 bill, and anthrax. Then they get a little older. Billy, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, Mom, I was going to be an astronaut, but I just watched the space shuttle explode. Again. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go lock myself in the puppy room to get rid of my stress. Stress, what am I talking about? I don't have stress. You've had me on Zoloft and Lexapro since I was covered in placenta. And I want you to know I'm really mad about that. I just can't show it. So I think what I'm going to do, Mom, is get an iPhone, become an influencer. That way I can lock myself in the room and not go out into the horrible hellscape that you adults created for me. Cool? And then the Great Recession happened, and these kids saw their parents lose everything, homes, jobs, everything. And they're like, Mom, it's going to be okay. At least we're protected under the overpass. I stood on the off-ramp for 13 hours, Mom. I made $23. You can have it. No, I don't need it. What am I going to use it for? College? I can't afford 40 grand in college debt that I won't pay off till I'm 50. So what I did, Mom, was I decided to join the Army. I'm going to the College of Afghanistan. And they went to war, yeah. And they came back in the drawdown in 2014, and they were busted up, and they had PTSD, and they healed for the next 2 years. And they were like, you know what? It's 2016. We have a new election. We're going to make a better, brighter America. And then these kids stared at the television for 4 years. And every day they said, did he just fucking say that out loud? And I don't care what side you're on. It was the weirdest, most bizarre time of our existence. And then we topped it all off with a once-in-a-100-year pandemic and the beginning of a third world war. So, to all of you, millennials and Gen Z, enjoy your participation trophies. You've earned them. Yes. And when people ask, what'd you get that for? I survived and didn't kill anybody else. So far. It's been such a weird time. You remember when COVID was over for that weird 3-day weekend in March? Weren't we all stoked to rip the mask off? Yay, Delta! God damn it. I had dental surgery right before COVID started. I had serious dental surgery, and they couldn't finish it because of COVID. So I went for a year and a half with a giant hole in my face. And you know what? A lot of people say America's divided, that we can't get along, can't agree on anything. But can we all agree we all hate the dentist? Yes. Yes. If the hatred and fear of these tooth-grinding pain gargoyles cannot unite us, we are doomed as a species. Anybody here like going to the dentist? Do you like it? No? Good. Because if you do, grab your shit, get a refund, get out. Dentists don't like dentists. The only time you go to the dentist is when you're in so much pain, you're willing to hand over all your money to a complete stranger to please hit you in the face with a chisel. And then after you leave the dentist for the next 4 hours, anything you drink ends up in your shoes. You're like, oh shit. At least he fixed my smile. Am I smiling? I can't feel my lips. I can't feel my lips. No one's ever gone to the dentist happy. No one goes to the dentist, you know what I'd like to do today, man? I'd like to go sit in a reclining chair with a nuclear arc lamp blazing out my retinas while a stranger runs their fingers around the inside of my mouth. Sounds like a menu item at a whorehouse in Amsterdam. Sorry, sex worker hotel. Sorry. Yeah, you can't call whores anymore. Unless you have a promo code. I'm just saying, no one's ever gone to the dentist tough, man. You go to the dentist like you're going to court. You don't know what's going to happen, and you're a little bit scared. No one's ever walked in the dentist, yo, I'm at the dentist. You know why? Because I give 0 fucks. Now, I want everybody to know I don't like to swear a lot in my show. I do it for spice once in a while, or second show, just for survival. But I have to do a bit about this phrase. I think this phrase is the downfall of America. And I'm going to prove in this bit it's mathematically impossible to give 0 fucks. And first of all, anybody who walks into a room and says that, yo, man, I give 0 fucks. Well, first of all, you had to tell all of us that, so that's 1 fuck that you give. And if you've ever said this out loud, we can't hang out anymore. You might just randomly start stabbing people. I told you when I came in, man. I know, but you picked a good stabby knife. That's 2 fucks that you give. I've also heard people say this and mean it. Yo, man, I give 0 Fs. Well, isn't that cute? Because you obviously give 1 F about saying fuck. Just whenever you hear this, look who said it. They're never successful. They've never accomplished anything. Stephen Hawking never rolled in.
I have figured out how light and time bend and the singularity of a collapsed black hole where time no longer exists. Because I give 0 fucks.
No, it's always the same roid-raging affliction, shirt-wearing, neckbeard, driving a flat, black-wrapped F-150 with truck nuts. Yo, man, I give 0 fucks. Yeah, you didn't get that lazy eye fix. You don't care about nothing, I get it. And truck nuts? How small are you? That you need to hang a giant set of fake testicles off your pickup. It's vagina repellent. See the lady. And you know damn well, a woman did not invent truck nuts. That was all dude. And it makes me laugh because he had to have an investor meeting. It's great to be here at Deutsche Bank. What do I have? Hold up. Bank. Balls for cars. I only have so much stock, gentlemen. Who's it? He also had to have a design meeting. Whose did they use? Did they have auditions? All right, you guys are the finalists. I want you to know there's no losers here. Just want to point out, all I did was this. You guys saw balls. That's all I'm saying. That's on you. I mean, is that guy's dad proud of him? Dad, look what I did. Wow, these are giant fake testicles with fake veins on them and everything. I'm gonna sell them. To women? No, Dad, to men. You're gonna sell giant, veiny, fake testicles to men. It's brilliant, right? Well, son, all I can say is you obviously give 0 fucks. I just hate this phrase so much, man. Anytime someone says it, call them out. I give 0 fucks, really? Why are you wearing clothes? If you gave 0 fucks, why not just walk into a crowded elevator and bam, drop a deuce? Come on. Because we would all agree that that guy gives 0 fucks. Until you think it through and realize, well, he got in the elevator, he was going somewhere. Gave a fuck about getting his car out of valet. I'm just tired of these over macho bullshit Q-believing bro douchebags, man. Really, dude? Really, dude? You really give 0 fucks? Do you have kids? Would you let them be sex trafficked in a third world country like Florida? Would you? Would you let your wife do the entire football team in the same night because you give 0 fucks? You bro Q-believing douchebag. Wait, maybe if you gave a little more fuck about this country and the people in it, we'd be #1 again. And by the way, you can't even get mad at me for calling you a Q-believing bro douchebag because, I've apologized in advance. So I have to go to the dentist. And I want you to know my teeth didn't always look like they were designed by Jesus. Jesus had a shot when I was born. And he dropped the ball. Of course, my horrible teeth weren't all from mom and dad's white trash landfill genetic cocktail, but they did give me a physiological head start towards being a meth addict or a roofer. I could have just said roofer. When I was born, my teeth were not on the same team. Just had a mouthful of rebels that just wanted to go their own ways. Just a mouthful of twisted, knurled stalactites and stalagmites that, frankly, I blame for every girl in 8th grade staring me in the face and saying, no. My teeth were the crude tools of a young boy who knew he was never going to be on the varsity corn on the cob eating team. I joke got a standing ovation in Nebraska. My big dental apocalypse started one night when I was drunk as a teenager, which is a phrase that starts a lot of stories about losing a limb in court-ordered rehab. I was hanging out with my underage drinking buddies. We had beer, but no bottle opener. And I was like, bros, I got a bottle opener in my face. And as I grabbed that vintage bottle of Miller Lite, 1981 vintage, because, well, it was 1981. And oh, the amber urine-esque color, the smell of hops and barley that reminded me of a Doberman marking its territory. What an exquisite palate tingler for this D- student. And I put the bottle in my mouth, pap! It did not open, and these 2 teeth broke off. Blood! And my buddy Jim Kane goes, dude, those are twist off. Well, someone could tell me that a second ago. Is that funny, you douchebags? Now, since I am from the clan of white trash, but not white trash enough to be in the clan. Thank you. I was taught that going to the dentist was only for very pretty girls and men that dance with other men. So, I went through my 20s with this rural-born dental work and then this busted-up section that when I smiled, made hockey players puke. And then one day the smells showed up. Oh, I was there. It was way worse than that. It was my brief time with celibacy because, well, even I couldn't do me. But I was never alone because cadaver dogs would follow me home. Who's a good boy? Get up, you're okay. Get up, you're okay. So I had to get them fixed. And I went to the dentist, and he actually pulled out the broken ones all the way out to the root. And then he had to grind on the outside ones, and he built me a bridge 4 teeth wide. And he made sure to leave a space under it so I could store food for the winter like a squirrel. And then I got a TV show. My contract said I had to get my teeth fixed because in the focus groups, I scared children. So I got veneers. Veneers are horrible. This is not great. They're just covers that go on your teeth. And I already have bad genetic teeth. Me getting veneers was like putting fresh drywall on an outhouse, pretty much. And the dentist that did them didn't do a very good job. And when I complained, this is true, this is what he said, "I'm sorry, I've been diagnosed schizophrenic. I'll do better next time. I'm on medication now." Yeah. So I didn't go to the dentist for a decade after that because a lot of dentists won't sit for a psychiatric evaluation. And they were so bad, the veneers, they would just pop off randomly, you know? And I'm on the road doing comedy. I couldn't just go to the dentist, so I'm traveling. So I carried crazy glue in my pocket all the time. Yes, and I'd be on the road, you know, going to a gig, you know, and one of my teeth would pop the fuck off. And I'd have to pull over to a convenience store bathroom and glue it back in, quite inconveniently. And so what if a couple of times I glued my finger to my tooth? So I did some shows like that. See, it's funny, you're laughing. I actually had one pop off on stage one night. Yes, right in these lights, it was a pink. And you'd think that losing a body part mid-joke would just stop the comedy. But I was in Texas. True story. And they were like, "We love this dude, he's just like us. Hey, Titus." So I had to get it fixed. I needed a new dentist. I made a list of what I wanted in a dentist. The guy did his job well and was only hearing my voice and his. Found this great guy. He's Russian, ex-Russian military. I call him Dr. K, not his real name. But if you're going to torture me, you should sound like a Bond villain, I think. And this dude brought Russian high-tech to my busted-up pie hole. He's like, "By the way, I can fix everything that is wrong with your teeth. American technology is so old. I replace your teeth with a Kevlar-infused material we use on ballistic armor and pool balls. You will be able to take bullet to the face, continue your show." Why would he get shot in the face during my show? I follow you on Twitter. And I'm friends with the guy now, and I was talking to him one day. I was like, "What happened when you got out of the Russian military?" He goes, "I was recruited by KGB." I'm like, "Holy crap, did you join?" He goes, "No." I said, "Oh, thank God." He goes, "Hardly. Had I joined KGB back then, I would be Russian oligarch right now with my own submarine. But I would have to kill many people. So being dentist, close enough. I get to put my toe in the death pool, I take it out, I shake it all about. I love your hokey pokey." And this dude over the years has replaced almost all my teeth, and that's why I exude a sexuality unmatched. Thank you, dude. But he couldn't fix my bridge, my busted up foretooth. He goes, "You need to go to a dental surgeon. I cannot fix this. I am Russian, not Jesus, so I don't believe in." So he sends me to this Los Angeles-based Sudanese dental maxillofacial expert plastic surgeon guy. And I looked him up because I've had so many weird dentists. And this guy's on 3 different boards of hospitals on 2 different continents. And I realized, holy crap, to get my smile fixed, I'm going to have to move to a smaller house. And I go see him, and I explain my Miller Lite massacre. And he thinks for a second and goes, "Aren't those bottles twist off?" I know that now, thank you. And he says, because there's been no teeth in this part of my jaw for a long time, that the bone in my jaw has been absorbed. Yeah, so use all your body parts, people. Turns out, they can be absorbed. And do not use this as an excuse to have sex with her, gentlemen. Come on, babe, it's going to get absorbed. She may turn and go, looks like it already has, and then... That's third union required dick joke. Moving on. So, he tells me I need to do a bone graft. A bone graft? I just want to get my smile fixed. How much of a smaller house am I moving into? He says the bone graft entails he's got to drill holes in my jaw. He's got to pull my upper molar that he says has been wandering. He said it was moving on the x-ray, so I nicknamed it Drifty. And he goes, here's what we need to do. I'm going to drill holes into your jaw. I'm going to pull that upper molar. Then I'm going to need to take some blood. I'm sorry, what? Shut up, I am talking to you right now. I'm going to separate the plasma. I will mix that with cadaver bone. We will make a paste, put that in to hold the titanium post, to hold the teeth that I need to bolt in. And I said, today? I got gigs, man. I can't just sit. And the dude laughs in my face like, no, this is going to take 6 months to a year. You will have plenty of time to move to a smaller house. So I planned the surgery, and I have to be honest, it was weird, but the cadaver bone thing freaked me out, because what they do is they take your plasma and they mix it with a dead person's bone. It's like a Crypt Keeper smoothie of some sort. And then they put it in the paste in the hole in your jaw, and they sew it up and let it bake. And the whole time it's healing, by the way, it's kicking out little pieces of cadaver bone out your gum. Yeah, lady, yeah. What kind of new dental nightmare is this, pray tell? I get weirded out of drinking out of people's water bottles. Now I get to suck on strangers' skeleton for a year? What happened, man? You swallow a hair? Worse. And I said, whose cadaver bone are we using? And he goes, it does not matter. Any skeleton will do. And when I heard that, I thought, holy shit, I just solved racism. You know why? Because they didn't give me a Caucasian menu of cadaver bone. And they were like, well, Mr. Titus, looking at your paste, yes, would you like to pick something from the cracker menu, yes? Something from Sweden, Connecticut, maybe the Ron Howard lineage. You get that, right? If there was any difference in us at all, they'd have to do genetic testing or DNA mapping, so my jaw didn't reject the bone, but instead, they could just use any color, race, sex of person, and just jam it in your face. Currently, my jaw has more racial diversity than the entire Trump administration. Before we talk about skeleton bone on my face, though, I'd like to talk about white supremacy. Because science and fiction and fantasy is my favorite genre. There's no difference in any of us, except for the fact that some of us are too stupid to realize there's no difference in any of us. What happened to us, man? When did this rise up again? I see these guys protesting. Don't you want to just go up to these white supremacist protesters and just go, guys, I got a question. Really? Do you really think you're the master race? Do you really think you're the supreme beings? Then I got another question. Shouldn't you be able to handle a sunny day? Because I believe a supreme being would take power from the thing that keeps everything on the planet alive, instead of always having to wear a swim shirt. White supremacy is such an oxymoron. Heavy on the moron, by the way. Seriously, really? And the guys that claim it, really? Really? Are you the best examples of white supremacy, really? In a case to prove white supremacy, we would call these guys in as witnesses for the prosecution. No, we're not going to ask you questions. Just talk. We'll get it. Listen, if you were supreme, Bubba E. Lee Wilkes Booth, Maybe you could have studied quantum physics like Katherine Johnson did. Katherine Johnson was the woman that figured out the math, yes, to get men to the moon and back. There was 1,000 white dudes at NASA, couldn't figure it out. This black lady walked in and went, I wrote this on a napkin. Is this going to work for everybody? Yes. If you were supreme, Grand Wizard Tucker Carlson Hitler, maybe you could have finished college like Philip Emeagwali. Philip Emeagwali is a Nigerian dude who invented the world's fastest supercomputer, 3.6 billion calculations per second. Yes, and because of this amazing black man, Bubba, you now get to watch porn on your cell phone during your lunch break at the roofing job. If you were supreme, Sean, Ted Nugent, Cruz, Hannity, maybe you could walk the world with courage and calm and wouldn't be so scared out of your mind all the time you needed to carry an AR-15 into an Applebee's. I don't think a supreme being needs hollow point ammunition to protect his chili fries. If you were supreme, Andrew Kyle Rittenhouse, Jim Jordan Jackson, maybe instead of trying to overthrow the government, you could just come up with some plans and ideas that would make the people that voted for you the first time vote for you again. Yeah, it's weird, right? The GOP's got a problem right now. All right, guys, we need more minorities to vote for us, but we hate minorities. Ideas? If you were supreme, David Duke, James Woods, Mel Gibson, maybe you could be like James E. West, the black man invented this microphone. I'm currently ripping your ass on right now. White supremacy? The people denying global warming can't go outside in it. There's going to be angry bacon sizzling on the beach so the oceans finally rise above them. Oh, that feels so much better. If you were supreme, you could dunk. If you were supreme, Brian Kemp, Brett Favre, Kramer, maybe you could live in a world that didn't threaten your sad belief that you were better than someone of another color. Let's go through history. Every race of people has done it as good as Whitey. Latinos, Asians, blacks, every single one has done it. I will say this, Whitey did steal their ideas most of the time and make the most profit of it. And that's critical race theory. And all those people who did it better than Whitey, science, manufacturing, technology, music! They all did it while they were being oppressed by one of these hamburger-eating, insurrection goatee-having diabetic strokes waiting to happen. So, to all you white supremacists, I'm going to issue you an invite right now. How about you put down the weapon, take off the tactical vest that doesn't even cover the bottom 4 inches of your bubble gut. Get an education, study some science, and then come join the rest of us here on the planet Earth. The planet, by the way, that's only 10% Caucasian. That's got to make your butt pucker. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know it feels like 98% Caucasian down at Boot Scootin' Night down at the Hoedown Holler. Only 98% because there's always 2 Guatemalan busboys, goddammit. But on the planet, us alabaster Aryans are barely pushing 10%. How's that feel, Bryce? So to all you white supremacists, why don't you calm down? Stop thinking like this. Join the rest of us and we can all rise up together. Or you better start impregnating every pasty skank you can and start popping out crackers like the Saltine Company. Personally, I'm going to judge people on who they are, on their integrity, their character, and how they leave a green light. Go! Fuck. So they're going to put cadaver bone in my face. And I have have to be honest. It was the weirdest thing I'd ever heard, and I kept nodding because it was a doctor. He's just telling me the most horror show thing I could possibly imagine. We're gonna drill holes in your face, and then we're gonna take a dead person's bone, mix that up in a paste. Yeah, okay, got it. Yeah, you're gonna spackle my John with zombie DNA. I got it. Sounds fine. Isn't it crazy what we agree to because a doctor said okay? All this stuff we just say, oh, it's okay. Imagine through history. Holy crap, before we had technology. All right, we're going to put leeches on you. That'll suck the disease out. Okay. Hey, you're kind of crazy. We're going to run electricity through your brain. Well, thank God I'm crazy then. Go for it. I'm so much better now! We'll do anything they say. Think of all the stuff you've taken just because they told you it was okay. And be clear, a doctor only needs a C- to become a doctor. Yeah, take a minute with that, fuckers. Take a minute with that. That's a weird joke. Some people go, oh, whoa. That's why I don't go to a guy with just one framed certificate. My doctor, I'll have 40 framed report cards. I want to see that weird semester where you got into mushrooms and didn't learn a whole lot. Like, dude, what are you supposed to know right here that you don't know? Because this is a lot of electives. Imagine the stuff. Imagine what you've taken just because your doctor said take it. Diabetes medication. My father took blood thinners. He bumped into anything, he started bleeding. Oh, vampires loved him. You'll take anything, man. Gentlemen, if your man is a little slow in the uptake, you'll pop a Viagra without even thinking about the side effects, man, to reanimate that dead soldier. And Viagra has horrible side effects. And be clear, gentlemen, Viagra gives you a zombie penis. That ain't you. Wrap your minds around that, ladies. It actually turns it into a cadaver bone. Well, I've not gone over my union required dick jokes. My point is, we'll do anything they say. It's just weird. And what we will do and what we won't do. If this vaccine had given everybody bigger boobs and bigger dicks, we'd have hit herd immunity on week 1. That Tuesday. Instead, it just makes you not die. We had a third of the country refuse to wear a little piece of fabric over their face to protect themselves and their fellow Americans, but they'll put silicone in their boobs, plastic in our butts, calves, and pecs, but won't take a vaccine to stop a disease that's killed 7 million people worldwide and 1 million in our own country. Do you see why the aliens don't land? Earth is the shitty convenience store bathroom of the universe. We are the Barstow of the universe. Sometimes you just gotta stop. What, you didn't have to pee when we flew past Saturn? God damn it, all right, I'm gonna hover over Florida, I'm dropping you down. Don't talk to any rednecks and don't take their lips. Sorry, I watched too much Ancient Aliens. It was so bizarre to watch during the lockdown. They would interview these guys at rallies, and they're like, you gonna take the vaccine? Hell no. Do I look like some George Soros, Jew-worshipping, baby blood-drinking pedophile on his knees for Bill Gates and Illuminati? Do I? Ain't nobody injecting me with no tracking chip to control me. Hey man, my phone just said there's a Starbucks a quarter mile from here. You want some? Dude, did you check the user agreement on that phone? User agreement? Why? What are they gonna do? Sell my information to China? It's a phone, bro. It ain't a device that writes down my every thought and what I like and what I don't like, gathers that information, bundles it, sells it to a third party so they can sift through it and send shit back to my phone that I gotta buy with money I don't have. Oh hell, man, the 2022 truck nuts are coming out. Hell yeah. Dude, they did Asian this year. I'm getting me that, oh my God, iPhone skull implant 13. I'm getting me that because I give 0 fucks. They did some studies. They found out that 26.4% of the people that refuse the vaccine won't take it because they believe the government is trying to track and or control them. And they know it's 24.6% because of the collected data from their cell phones. Honest to God, I wish I was making this up. I've been touring this country for a long time, since I was a teenager, and I knew we were stupid. I didn't know we were X Games stupid. We're pulling the 900 of stupid, man. All right, this is an actual poll. This is true. 4 or 5 months ago, they took a poll. They said 1 out of 5 people that refuse the vaccine won't take it because they believe the government is trying to control them. A couple of questions. A person who thinks of themselves far highly beyond any reason. Why you? Why control you? You work at TJ Maxx. Are you a secret agent shirt folder? Are you a Subway sandwich artist that also sells military secrets? What the fuck are you talking about? Are you kidding me? My God, control you. People, how many people here have worked for at least 2 decades in their life? 2 decades in their life, right? Right. You had to go to work all the time, right? Did you go to work every Monday and stuff? Yeah. Are you a millionaire? Yeah. You have to go to work. He said, yeah, it's LA, fucker. I'm a millionaire. How else do you live here, asshole? Most people have to go back to work on Monday. Yeah, and they're not million. Yeah, do you? You have to go back. Yeah. By the way, yeah, that's control right there. And if you had a little extra money, what did you do? You went to football, baseball, basketball game with a bunch of like-minded people. I call them sheep. Football, baseball, basketball. Oh, sports doesn't control us? Okay. You showed up to the game with a bunch of like-minded people, and you're all wearing the same colored shit. And you're mad at the people across the court, and all they're doing is wearing different colored shit. You ever fill out loan paperwork? I just refinanced my house. Holy crap, they knew more about me than I knew. I got to page 12, and I'm like, when did I buy that, and why didn't I pay for that? Every single one of us has 4 or 5 devices in our house, car, whatever, that you have to put all your information into all the time to buy a pair of shoes online. Yeah. You have to sign up. You have to register. You have to log in. Please give us your email so we can track you constantly and send you shit forever that you're not going to buy anyway. And then after you put all that information in, then you put your credit card number in, then you put your PIN code in, they give you the freedom to buy a pair of Nikes that for some reason is injected with the blood of a rapper. Do you see why the aliens don't land? Every time you hit a button, an algorithm makes a check mark next to your name. They know your name, your address, your phone number. They know your blood type, your sperm count, your menstrual cycle calendar. Yeah, they do, ladies. It's not a joke, because you order that shit the same week every month off of Amazon. And I know you're thinking, my God, then why are they nicer about it? They know where you vacation because you booked it online. They have all these pictures of you. And ladies, remember the little bachelorette party you threw for your little cousin when she was 22 getting married, remember? And you gathered around her and you made her play that game where she had to make a banana happy with her mouth. And you filmed it. They have that video. Yeah, and now people in China are using your little cousin's face to deep fake porn. Do you hear how honest that joke was? You go, oh, shit. She went, oh. Your car tracks you all the time. It's got a thing called onboard diagnostics. You may not know this. It used to be like it would tell you what was wrong with the car. Now you can play onboard diagnostic OBD4, tracks everything your car does, including tracks you on GPS. And it's just a little brain in your car that does that. Yeah. And if you get in a bad accident, they can plug in a recorder to that thing, and they can see how fast you were going, if you hit the brakes or not, if you're driving crazy. You can't even lie to Flo from Progressive anymore. And if you have a Tesla like me, I know damn well Elon Musk has a camera behind that rearview mirror watching me all the time to get my body motions down so he can build his robot army. And by the way, I would buy that robot in a second. Your phone tracks you. Even if you turn your cell phone tracking off, they can triangulate you on 3 different cell phone towers. And they know your cell phone is sitting in your lap giving you testicular cancer. I choose to believe this conspiracy because it hurts nobody and protects my testiculars. But I truly believe my phone can give me a vasectomy without an app. The credit card tracks you. Yeah, you can just pick up the bill and see where you were. You may not know this, but if you put your PIN in at the point of sale and there's a crime nearby, they can actually go through those and find who you are and call you in as a witness. And you may not know this, but every time you go to a bank, ATM, and you get cash, they take a picture of you. How do I know this little tidbit? Well, after my divorce, a whole bunch of money disappeared. And when I complained, Chase Bank was kind enough to send me my ex-wife's embezzlement photo album that I couldn't afford to scrapbook. Now let's talk about the microchip they're going to inject into you. And by the way, if you know anybody who believes this, they can watch no more Tom Cruise movies. The microchip they have to shoot into you would have to be so small to go through a 20-gauge needle. On top of that, be so high-tech, the only way to make it is to bring Steve Jobs back from the dead. And that ain't happening because I'm pretty sure I got some of his bone in my job right now. But let's say it's possible. Let's go down the crazy train. So they inject the chip into you, and then what? They control you? With like a PS5 controller, like a remote control airplane, but God damn this vaccine, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing this. I couldn't do this before the vaccine, man. Holy. And then, it's the only move I could ever do ever. And then somehow this nanochip goes through your body, finds your nervous system, then sends out its nano-robot arms like Dr. Octopus and Spider-Man. And sidebar, all superhero names suck. They're horrible. And villain, they're the lamest things I've ever heard, man. Yeah. He's got 8 arms, and he's a doctor. Oh, Dr. Octopus. He's silver, but he surfs. Oh, Silver Surfer. He's a man, but he dressed like a bat. Oh, that's a tough one. And what the hell is a Green Lantern? Was it light up the campground and keep bugs away? Sorry to all you comic book geeks right now, and I know there's a lot of them in LA. You guys are mad. Shut up, Mr. Comedian. Stop talking about this shit. It's all based in ancient legend, douchebag. Yeah, you don't even understand the multiverse, dickhead. Shut up. Yeah, shut up, yeah. Keep my comic book names out of your motherfucking mouth! Why did that get kind of response like that? So then this injected Bill Gates nanochip somehow goes through your body, finds your lower brainstem, hooks into the web of synapses in your cerebral cortex, then somehow sends a signal out to Wi-Fi and or local Bluetooth, which then downloads your personality and location, then sends a signal to a satellite, and that satellite is connected directly to the Microsoft central computer, where Bill Gates and his baby blood drinking pedophile elites now monitor your every move while you... What? Pick your kids up from school? Go to Starbucks and get a Frappuccino, which you drink, and then your blood sugar spikes, which your iWatch reads through your skin, then sends an emergency message to your doctor. Your phone rings, and he goes, "It's gonna kill you if you keep drinking that shit!" Why would anybody think anybody wanted to control them? I mean, I had some fame. I had my own TV show. It's waned, but that's not the point. No one tracks me down, no one controls me. I mean, you know, I have best friends I don't talk to for 6 months at a time. I used to call my own father, and he'd go, "Who's this?" The only person that may want to control you is the custody court for your back child support. That was a good laugh. You guys are paid up. Nice. I don't understand how COVID controlled you. How did it control these people that believe this? How did it control you? You know, you were alone. They didn't know what you were doing. You could have built a bomb, joined ISIS, watched every episode of The Golden Girls, which I did. Brilliant. I found out I'm a Dorothy. Yeah, you can't pick it. You have to be told who you are. I thought I was a Sophia. And my wife said, you're a Dorothy. I go, but Dorothy looks like Lurch and she's a bitch. And she goes, right. Well, you're a Sophia. How'd they control you, man? You know, I mean, you weren't at work, and if you were at work, oh my God, you know, we needed you. You were the essential workers. They weren't gonna mess with you guys at all. We had no idea this entire country evolved around the people that restocked the toilet paper and the red wine. You guys could have shut us down in one afternoon. Nope, that Charmin is not hitting the shelf, and the La Crema is locked up. They didn't control you. Are you kidding me? How'd they control you? You weren't a slave to your job. You weren't a slave to the government. You were home. You were a slave to Netflix. Now they want their control back. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Now they want you happy and healthy. That's what the fix is, yeah. And they want you back to work, digging those ditches, pulling those levers, and paying those taxes to make this capitalistic country called America grind forward. And how do I know that? Because the vaccine is free. Yeah. They only give you free shit when they want something from you. Or they're going to kill a percentage of us, I don't know. But sorry, I had the iPhone skull up on. I got to get this. Hold on, I'm sorry. Hello? Yeah, man, I just did the bit. Yeah, they're laughing. A little nervous. What? No, they're getting back to work. Yeah, they're all laughing. There's a millionaire in the front row. He's kind of a dick. What? No, Bill. No, I'm going to stay Mac. Because Windows 95, Bill. Yeah, I know it was a long time ago. You got to steal better from Apple next time, okay? Bill, I'm in the middle of a show. I got to go. Good luck with the divorce. Listen. That was for the conspiracy people. I told you, Lee, talking to him right there. Maybe I'm wrong. You know, maybe the vaccine and the mask were just an intelligence test. You know, there's 8 billion of us on the planet. You know, maybe you needed to cull the herd just a little bit. And what a better way to edit out the morons and the dipshits than giving them an actual life or death choice. Your body, your choice. Roll those dice. Woohoo! But I'll be honest with you. Vaccines have been used since George Washington. If you won't take a vaccine that's 96% effective to stop a disease that's killed 7 million people worldwide in 2 years and 1 million in your own country, and the people that survive it, 20 to 34% have lifetime heart, liver, kidney, lung, or brain damage, you don't want to take that? I'm okay with you not being here. Thanks for clearing the parking lots for the rest of us. But before you go, no. You're the reason the aliens don't fucking land. So I got to go to the dental surgeon finally. And this is surgery, full-out surgery. He's got to put the posts in to have the teeth, and he's got to bolt in, and I'm a car guy, so I'm like, you can use SAE or metric. And he's from Sudan. He's like, nobody in the world uses SAE. You Americans are so arrogant. Do not joke with a man about to cut open your face. So they prep me for surgery. Here's how they prep me for surgery. They lay me on a table and throw a giant napkin over me. And I'm prepped. And that pissed me off, because I know how much this costs. Give me some pageantry. Stick some tubes in my arm with colored water. I want some beeping shit. Let's go. I'm like, don't I need to get naked? No, nobody's getting naked. Stop asking. If you can get naked, nobody is getting naked. Fine, you're lost, bro. And then they give me the nitrous. I love nitrous, by the way. My first experience with nitrous, I was 14 years old. I worked at PJ's Ice Cream Parlor, where I was Darth Vader at little kids' birthday parties. Just traumatized many children. Yes, I did. But my manager was way older than me, Steve. He was 19. And he would gather up all the whipped cream containers at the end of the night, and we would get basted when we closed and when we were open. And I gotta be honest with you, I have an addictive personality, but nitrous doesn't do it. I float, I feel good, I could live there. And I did until I was fired from that job for being high on nitrous as Darth Vader. Because parents paid extras for Darth Vader, and they didn't like that he giggled.
Happy birthday, Timmy.
So he gives me nitrous, and he also injects my jaw with like 10 different needles. I'd never had a molar removed. I'd never had any kind of surgery like that at all. And anyone had it because it's horrible. I would rather have a kidney transplant. It was so bad. You know why? Because the molar in the back of your mouth is a lie from Jesus. Oh, look in the mirror. It's a tiny little tooth back there. Oh, look, you got a little tooth there. They don't tell you that underneath the gum line is a Titanic sinking iceberg-sized piece of enamel that reaches down into your chest and upper fucking soul. And he's got these tools in my mouth, and my head's going back and forth, my giant noggin, you know, and he can't get it out because for some reason Drifty ain't wandering today. And he keeps switching out to bigger tools. And at one point I'm like, those are not from this century. Those are oil rig pliers. What are you doing? And he kept switching out, and finally, and this is when I got scared, I hear noises in my head that I only hear in bridge demolition. Yeah, just crack, and then finally one snap, crackle, pop, and he pulls it out, and this thing, he pulled it, the man pulled a garden gnome out of my face. And then he shows it to me. And I don't know the etiquette here, and I'm high. So I applaud. And then he's got to clean out the hole where Drifty was, so he starts digging around. And after about 2 minutes, my ear goes like I was ordering at a drive-thru McDonald's in 1972. And I said, "Hey, who are you? What are you do?" And he says, "Yes." "Nick, welcome." And he goes, "Oh, wow. There's a nerve that goes to your ear right past there. I'm probably hitting it." "Probably? No, you definitely hit it. You hit it. You know what? I would love to see your report card right now. Let me guess. C minus? But I gotta let him finish. You know, he's gotta do it. He's gotta put the cadaver bone in, and it's ready because it's on the tray next to me and it's got a head on it. And he goes, "I will tell you what. I will give you some more nitros." And I applaud. And what I'm about to explain to you is the weirdest experience of my entire life. And I've had a weird life. He cranks the nitrous up. I get higher and higher. Next thing I know, I'm out. Next thing I know, I'm standing outside my body looking at me on the operating table. And I'm glad I wasn't naked because I thought I looked a little fat. And I was floating. And I was floating in the dentist's office. And I floated to the ceiling. I'm not making this up, people. I went through the entire building. Next thing I know, I was floating above Los Angeles. I had died and become a drone. And I'm not making this up, people. I kept going. I went through the sky. I went through the clouds. Next thing I know, I was in deep space. And I could see all the planets and all the stars and the entire universe end to end. And I thought, my God, I picked the wrong dentist. And I could see the Earth in the distance, and it was so tiny in the universe. It's so small compared to the universe. And I was like, that's a cute little Earth. And I realized there was 8 billion people on that planet. This all happened in my head, by the way. 8 billion people. And before us, there was 8 billion that are dead. And after we're dead, there's going to be 8 billion more. And there was billions of years before we existed, and there's going to be billions of years after we're extinct. And I thought, whoa, I wonder if my iWatch will track that. And I had this weird realization that nothing matters. Nothing's important. Nothing matters. Everything I've done in my life, just dog piss in the wind. Sorry, I'm not a cat person. Do you get that? Nothing matters. It's so weird. It was such a freeing moment, man. I was like, whoa, it doesn't matter. I mean, this is my 10th comedy special. And even if these were the best words ever written, and they are so not, it's just going to be forgotten one day. Some of you will forget it on the way home. And none of us is going to be remembered. Think about it. We remember maybe 300 people through history. And we don't remember the important people, do we? The guy who invented socks, important guy. Ever put on a fresh pair? Oh. How about the hot shower guy? Guy who invented the hot shower? Anybody who invented something, we all get into and go, oh. We need to name a continent after that guy. But all forgotten and meaningless and gone. And I thought, well, if that's the case, then why do I have anxiety all the time? Why am I worried about tomorrow and next week and next month? And I'm imagining crazy shit that has never happened in all the time I've worried about stuff. Why am I pissed about the past when I can't change it anyway? Why am I in my own car with the windows up yelling at traffic by myself? All Prius drivers can't be douchebags. Why aren't I just fucking happy? But in space, no one can hear you scream. The second I get this realization about how much energy I'm wasting in my life, I'm slammed back down the operating table, and I open my eyes, and the dentist is looking at me like he's going to prison, man. He is like, and he's yelling out, are you okay? Wake up! Are you okay? Wake up! Are you okay? I'm getting just right. And I was so high and out of it, I couldn't talk. So I applaud. And then I thought, you almost killed me. And had you killed me, my wife would own this building. And then once he realizes I'm no longer dead or dying, he goes back to work like nothing happened. And I was like, no. And here's why. I wanted to remember it. I was so high and so out of it, I wanted to remember what I got. And I turn to the nurse and I go, hey, I remember that. She goes, you need me to write something down? Oh, yeah, oh. She doesn't miss a beat. She turns, walks over to a giant whiteboard on the wall, grabs a marker and goes, what do you want me to write down? And I didn't get it till like a month later. But she did it so fast that I thought, oh, I'm not the first dipshit high on nitrous that thought he figured out the universe. Like there must be a room behind the dentist's office where they just drink after work, and it's just Polaroids of stupid shit people made them write down. They're like, remember this guy? Remember She goes, what do you want me to write down? And it was so big what I got, I couldn't tell her. I was like, in the beginning, no. 4 All right. Remember this. She goes, you want me to write down, remember this? Oh, yeah, ooh. And she goes, what do you want to remember? And I knew what I was talking about, and so I went, this! And now she's pissed. And she very deliberately turns slowly, walks to this giant whiteboard and writes, this! Better, moron? And by the way, you wouldn't even be here if you knew those bottles were twist off. Hola, yeah, I know that. Hey. And then I let the doctor finish filling the holes in my face with the skeleton casserole of people long forgotten. And I went back under at one point, and I woke up, and I got off the table to leave, and I'd forgotten it. And I turned to say goodbye to the nurse, and it said this, and I was like, this! Because I knew what it meant. And that was right before COVID, and I had a year and a half to contemplate and think about what it meant, what I've been working for, what I've been scared about my whole life. And I finally, about 4 months ago, went to Dr. K. And he had to finish the teeth. He's all done now. And by the way, this is an infrastructure project, right? My mouth is a Tesla S right now. And I told him what happened in the surgeon's office, and he goes, well, what happened to you? We call that a dip. I said, a dip? He says, yes, you dipped into unconsciousness, maybe a little death. I said, a little death? And he's so pragmatically Russian, he goes, you're here now. And that was the final piece to my puzzle. I'm here now. People, if we all die and nothing lasts, why aren't you happy right now? No worry, no anxiety, no fear, no guilt. Why? I mean, you think about it. I mean, you know, nothing lasts. Success is fleeting, you know, and there's no prize at the end. So just do you, boo. Just do you. Because it feels like the last 5 or 6 years, it felt like we were doing homework for a goddamn test we're never going to have to take. And I'm glad about that because I don't test well. But we all lose. We all lose at the end. Do you get that? Except for the last guy alive. And he's going to be standing there with a participation trophy going, ah, ha, 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 ha. We all lose, so why not win every day? Because I'll tell you this, you people right now that are still mad at your uncle or your dad because he voted for Trump and still talks about it, or you're pissed at your neighbor who used to have beers with, and now you don't because he put a Biden sign in his lawn, you already lost. And I know you're thinking, well, Titus, how do I fix that? You go over to him, and you go, hey, I want to talk to you about something. Don't you hate the dentist? Because be clear, man, and this really hit me. I was in space, bitches. I was in space. We get a little sliver of time and a few desperate breaths on a tiny rock hauling ass through an ever-expanding universe, and that's all you get. Do you see why I like nitrous? But people, I mean, you know, the truth really is that all there is this, in this universe that we live in. When it comes to my success, my failure, my anger, my joy, my love, this universe is the only thing from the beginning of time and space that when it comes to this and all your success, anger and hate, this universe actually gives 0 fucks. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
You guys were awesome. Thank you so much. Have a good night, everybody. I will see you again.